Hi, I am Dr. Eurydice Moore, and I am back with you. The last few videos that I did was to tell you to share information on how to start a nonprofit. So please like this video, share it, hit the notification button that whenever I am doing videos, you can come on. And on also today, on another video, I will be talking about individual grants, grants for individuals. So, but that's not this video. That video is coming up. I am going to talk about non-for-profit. I've been step by step telling people how to set a nonprofit up. I have a book called Not for Profit Business, and you can go to Amazon and you can type in my name and you can type Eurydice Moore books, and what will show up is book. I have had numbers of people to buy this book and to actually set up their own nonprofit, do it yourself. For whatever reason, they didn't have the money, but maybe they had the time and they just wanted to do it themselves. No judgment. So I am Dr. Eurydice Moore of Eurydice. I am the sole proprietor of a consulting firm that is MBE, WBE, BEP, DBE, WOSB certified. We are certified on the city, state, county, and federal level. And also, I am a government contractor. I just, I just got into that. I am a business consultant, a 501c3 specialist, and a grant writer. I've been in business since December 4th, 2024. We will be celebrating 20 years in business December the 8th. That falls on a Sunday, 2024. We will be celebrating 20 years of business. Let me share some statistics before I actually go into today's workshop, and I don't want to go too long because I want to be able to do two more videos today. Um, we have serviced 12,000 plus clients by means of workshops, presentations, providing services, helping people set up nonprofit, helping people with funding, positioning themselves for funding, finding grant by researching. There's been time when people sent me grants to review, and I reviewed it. We also provide grant writing. It's so much that we do over here. We try to serve as a one-stop. We have helped people register their nonprofit with the Secretary of State, the Department of Revenue, and the Internal Revenue Service. So we done a lot. We have helped people to acquire 3 million in funding. 3 million in funding. So anyway, that's enough about the business. As I said, a business consultant, certified MBE, WBE, business owner. And hopefully in the near future, I'll be able to help people uh, and teach people about government contracting, how to get your certification, how to do bids, how to respond to requests for proposals. So hopefully that comes down the pipeline sometime during 2025. And I'm looking to travel, get back into traveling and speaking engagement. So if you have a question, I do a free 15-minute consultation. Or if you would like for me to come in and teach, or you would like to teach my various courses, you can scrolling below is my contact information. Uh, my email, website, phone number, ways that you can contact me to set up, something to meet with me. Okay, so today, uh, in the past, let me catch you up. We talked about how you need to select a name for your nonprofit. Okay, we talked about how in selecting a name, you want to select something that kind of identify what you plan to do. And I gave example. That's another video. I also mentioned board members, how important it is to have board members. You must have at least 3 board members. I mentioned I started teaching on the article of incorporation. It got different part. You need to have a registered agent for your nonprofit. I talked about board members, a minimum of 3. You should always have odd numbers for board members. I mentioned that to you as well. I mentioned that on videos. I mentioned that, you know, in starting your nonprofit, you need to have meetings. Someone need to be taking minutes. And I broke it down. There's a video on how to take minutes, so you could pull that up from the YouTube studio that we have. I broke step by step how to do minutes. So, what I want to talk about today on your article of incorporation, not only do you have to have the name, um, and then I got to do a video on EIN number. I haven't done that. But so you want to talk about your activities, what it is. You could say your project, your program activities, your program services, whatever terminology you want to use it. On your article of incorporation, you want to talk about what it is you're doing. Okay, I also did a video on where you had to identify whether you would be a charitable nonprofit or if you're going to be educational or you're going to be a religious. And then there are other categories, but those are the most common and those are the ones that, glory to God, I've been setting up people that are charitable, educational, or religious nonprofit. So I also talked about that in a video, and I described each one and what had to be decided upon in order to qualify to get the 501c3 status. Talked about that. Let me see what else. Let me see. I'm looking at the form like in my mind, trying to make sure I don't miss anything on the form. Okay. Also, on whatever form, whatever state you at, uh, your nonprofit has to be uh, incorporated by your state. If you in Michigan, Michigan, Illinois, Illinois, Kentucky, Kentucky, so on and so forth. Now, a question might be, now what if you're in one state and you establish and you want to branch out and expand and bring your services to another state? Well, in that case, you have to contact the Secretary of State and register as a foreign entity before coming in providing any type of services, or you could be shut down and penalized. But first thing first, start with whatever state you in. We're talking about a document that's called the Article of Incorporation, and that incorporates you. And you submit it to the Secretary of State, and then they process you and they send you a document that inform you, notify you that you have just formed a nonprofit. Now let's be perfectly clear: the nonprofit is not yours. It belongs to the people of the state. There is no ownership in a nonprofit. There is no issuing of shares. There's no equity in nonprofit. It is totally different than having a for-profit business, you know. So there is no ownership. So somebody might figure, well, why bother? Well, people want to give back, and a good way to give back and get the support to assist you to give back, like as uh, sponsorship, grants, contribution, is to form a nonprofit. You know, so let's go back to program activity, program services. All right, you form a nonprofit if you want to do. We're gonna go over the different programs. uh, Food distribution in your community. You realize children are going to bed without a meal, so you could do a food pantry, or you could do a soup kitchen, or you could do a food voucher program where you issue out vouchers. You got an agreement with a store, and you buy up gift cards, you know, and you distribute it to people, and they go to the store and they go grocery shop and get what they need. So you could do, like I said, a food pantry, a soup kitchen, or voucher. Okay, let's say you like. Then I also talked in the video about target population. Decide based on the target population. Then you want to decide what kind of services you want to offer to the target population. Okay, so let's say you like working with young people, and you like, man, these young people they have lost their mind. Well, you might want to do after school program, or you might want to do a summer program, a summer camp. You might want to do a retreat for them. You might want to have recreational activities at the nonprofit, like table game, board game, ping pong. Teach them tennis, teach them golf, and have an athletic program. Okay, and everything I'm naming, you can seek funding. You could seek grant for that. Let's say you want to do something for seniors. You know the seniors are pretty isolated. They have lived out many of their family members, and you want to socialize them. You could do a senior daycare center, or you can host uh have a transportation service for seniors to get them to and from their doctor's appointment, or if they got other appointments and meetings, you can see to them getting to where they need to go, when they need to go. Okay, let's say that there's women or even men that are victim of domestic violence, and you want to provide services. Maybe you want to do a rescue program, a plan of escape, how to get from up under the abuser, or you want to provide shelter, temporary shelter, or you want to provide workshop. You want to do domestic violence awareness. A lot of people don't know that they are being abused. They think that they're being loved. They really don't know they're being abused. Maybe you like to showcase the symptoms, the warning signs of abuse, or or the steps, the intensity of abuse. Maybe somebody start out verbally abusing, then they get into emotionally abusing a person, then they get into mental, then they abuse them financially, and then here come the physical abuse. You can just show how abuse progress, and you want to do workshops and seminars on that, you can do that as well. Let me see what else. Let's say you want to provide housing services. There are different types of housing services. Let's say you just want to do home ownership workshops and seminars and symposium. Or let's say you want to set up, you got some property and you want to do transitional housing. Okay, now, anytime you set up a housing project, you need to contact your local municipal offices, because there's a lot involved. You got to get permits, you got to get inspectors, so you got to get approval to operate, licensing. You might have to get licensing from Department of Children and Family Services. You need the fire department to come in and check out property. So let's say you got housing services. So you want to have housing just for women or housing just for men, or you want to do mixed. Okay, so you do housing services, transitional housing. You could do shelter, transitional housing, affordable housing. So it's just so much you could do in a nonprofit. So the purpose of this is, to get you thinking what type of services you want to provide. Not too long ago, I talked to a couple of women that said there's been a real issue with females getting personal hygiene products, female getting pads and tampons for their menstrual flow. And so they have actually started periodic pantry where a female can go and get the personal hygienes and periodic products that they need for their menstrual cycles. So that is creative, that is ingenious. So you might have a service that has not been provided and you want to get on the map, and you can start a nonprofit, get you a little track record, and then seek funding. Okay, that concludes today. I am Dr. Eurydice Moore, and I got 7 minutes before I go into the individual grants. And okay, I'm trying to see if I still have it pull up. And then I will be talking about a grant, talking about the transformation grant that is due September 30th of this year, 2024. Once again, I'm Dr. Eurydice Moore of Eurydice, sole proprietor, business owner. I am also a government contractor. I'm a 501c3 specialist and a grant writer. I help people set up nonprofit. I branched out to help businesses get started as well, and I do grant writing. But my specialty and focus is online small grant application, applications under 50,000. You have streaming below my contact information. You can reach me through my website, email, phone number. You can reach out to me. Um, you know, uh, you can Google me and see different format. We are 5 star. We have 5 star Google rating. We have served over 12,000 plus people. We have helped people. Various nonprofits and for-profit to acquire 3 million in funding, 3 million plus, and still counting. So if you want to reach out to me, that's my information. Please like this channel, share it. If you have not subscribed, become a subscriber. And that's it. Talk to you soon in the next upcoming video. God bless.